Welcome back to Mom's Urn. I think this is part 5. Anyway, so we're on to making the top now. And so for that, I'm going to do a blend. This is a little, you're gonna have to plane that flat, I can see, but I'm gonna do a blend. I wanna get a section out of this bicote, which I'll bring you in for a closer look here in a second, and we'll put some denatured alcohol on it, see what that's gonna kind of look. But I wanna take a chunk out of this, and then I want to sandwich that or frame it, I guess, inside some yellow heart that's left over here. And that's just going to, I guess, kind of like an inlay effect, but you know, you'll see. I'm sure you can envision what I'm talking about. But so I'll go ahead and I'll make that, and then we're going to secure that to the top of the urn. So yeah, so let's take you in for a closer look at this type of wood. Welcome to bicote. This is just an unbelievably beautiful wood. I don't remember. Oh, geez, see, look at that. It's already a sliver wood. I think this is from Central America, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I'll let you know if I do. Anyway, I want to take a look. Like I mentioned, I want to take a chunk out of this, and there's just so much flavor. This is kind of my favorite area, but we got to avoid this, and I don't know. We'll have to measure out what size we need, but let's see what this looks like here, or kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like once we get it finished and get a coating on it. Let's see here. Wow, look at that. That's going to be yeah, I like this piece right here. I like to try to get that. Got to make sure I don't have any cracks though. So, all right, well, we'll get on to taking some measurements and cutting. gonna look nice. So we'll do the yellow heart trim. If you can hear me over the people doing yard work making all the dust. So we'll do the trim though out of yellow heart. Frame this piece in. Like I said, still haven't determined whether or not I'm gonna do a plinth, but probably not, because I just realized I made a mistake. I went ahead and I rounded these, so I'm not going to be able to do a plinth on this, and I probably won't be able to do it on the bottom, but I will still use Bacote to highlight the bottom if I can. I'll cut a strip of it there. Hopefully it doesn't bow too bad on me. This really bowed bad. I was really surprised. So but I was still able to get it flat, so yeah. All right. All right, we flattened that. Everything looks like it's mating very well. It's going to be a good joint. We're on to the glue up, and then we'll flatten this here, get this all parallel. And I don't think I'm going to go with the plinth effect, at least not on the top. I don't know about the bottom. I do want to put something on the bottom, but that'll be the next episode. So we'll finish up this one by at least taking care of this top. All right. Took every clamp I had. Bonus, no gaps. That's a really good bonus. So that means we flattened everything, we squared everything just right. So now I want to flush the top of these up with the sides. And then I'm thinking I want to do like a beveled effect to some extent. Maybe like from the inside here, come about 1/2 inch out, and then bevel down, maybe 1/8 of an inch, not much. Yeah, so flush this up and flush the edges. So that'll be next. Now, once you get down to a certain point, I don't want to be planing this and this piece running this way, and my planing blade come and hit the edge of this and break it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bevel these down, take some of this material off, because I got to come down to this anyway, so it doesn't hurt it. I might as well go ahead and just take these corners down. Just so they don't tear out. Just like that. If I take down more, I'll take down more. I'll do that all the way around, and I can get back on to doing the regular planing. Okay, so I flushed up the the top with the sides, and that's looking pretty good. I went ahead and kind of cleaned it up with some sandpaper and some card scrapers. I want to make sure that I got all the wood glue up, and I want to be able to look for any kind of, well, you can always see this one here. I don't know if you can see it on camera, I'll bring it in here, but any kind of nicks or whatnot. And the way you do that is, I've said this in a couple of my other videos, but you just take some denatured alcohol and get it at the hardware store. And just like we were showing earlier on the inlays, and we'll clean that up. And that's going to expose wood glue. And you might be able to see right off the bat, there's some wood glue that's exposed here. It's also pulling out scuffs, little tiny marks that I can hopefully clean up with the card scraper. And so that's what I'm going to do for the whole urn. And I'll look for anywhere that I can see these little tiny marks that stand out, and I'll try to clean those up. If I can't clean them up, then I'll try to fill them in. And yeah, just do that to the whole thing, just to bring you in for a better look at what I'm talking about. So you can see these dark areas here. This is most likely that's wood glue. I have some of these darker areas here. You can probably see this one right here, and then this right here definitely is a different tone, and you can see that is wood glue as well. We've got that little mark right there. That was able to be seen. We got a little mark right here. That's from the marking, the knife. A couple cross tips here. So that's what it does for you. It pulls out the ability to see where the wood glue is and get that cleaned up so that it's not going to show when you put your coating on. With that done, we can now make the borders flush with the bacote. And before we go on to sanding that up, we'll go ahead and bevel, like I was mentioning. I want to put just a little bit of a bevel on these here. So again, I'll do about a ½ inch here, and then start it and just go just a little bit of a bevel. I don't want anything extreme, just enough so you can notice it. So yeah, let's get on to flushing these up. As I'm getting closer and closer to lowering these borders down to the bacote to make it flush, I'm almost there. I can feel it. Excuse me. I'm planing now all the way across, even across the grain, which is typically a no-no because you're afraid of getting tear out. But I'm going to go ahead and put a small chamfer on this because, like I said, I do want to bevel the edges. So I'm just going to put a small chamfer on this, not much, just enough in order so that when I come across, like so, I'm not going to blow this out. I could probably still fix it if I got to that, but I prefer not to have to go through that hassle. So we'll just continue to plane like this until we are getting full strokes with the bacote as well. And then we're ready to move on to the bevels. This Arizona summer's coming fast and hot. All right, I want to do the same thing that we did on the sides, and we'll use some more denatured alcohol, and we'll see what we got. And hopefully, if it's all done there, then we are done with the top. Oh man, look at that. That is beautiful. Okay, so we got a little bit. We got one seam that has just a little tiny hair. I don't know if we're going to be able to fill that in, but we're going to give it a try. But that is looking beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. All right, I'll try to fill this in and see what we get. That will do it for this episode. It's coming out really nice. I like it. So we're going to move on to the last part, which will be on the bottom here. I want to put some bicote trim. I'm not sure how thick I want it just yet. So we'll cut a strip and we'll take a look at it and see what we get from there. Hopefully I have enough to do the whole perimeter, and I can do bookend matches. So where this side comes here, I can miter it so that it'll just look like one continuous piece that goes around. But I think this is basically, the perimeter is like around 39 inches. I don't believe I have enough of the bicote for that, but we'll take a look. We'll cut a piece and we'll take a look. Anyway, thank you for watching this episode of the top, and we'll move on to the trim on the next one.